Welcome to the Voice of EMS. I am Charles with One EMS. I'm here again with Chad Black. Now, this is the first time you've been with One EMS. We've talked before on EMS Underground.
Correct.
Chad, I know you're the president of the Georgia EMS Association. What else are you doing these days?
I'm at Habersham County Emergency Services. I'm the director fire chief there.
They didn't get rid of you after you talked to me the last time?
No, they didn't.
Right, good.
They've not run me off
Good.
yet. And also, I'm the Lieutenant Governor's appointee to Firefighter Standards and Training.
Okay.
And then the EMS Subcommittee to the Trauma Commission for Region 2 and on the Region 2 Council, and then some other nonprofits in my local community. So
you're bored, is what you're saying. You need more to do? We need to put more on your plate?
That's pretty much my life is work. Always has been, but I guess I enjoy it. So.
Well, and you seem to be making a better path and a better way for EMS, which is always the goal. So I only got 4 easy questions for you today. What do you love about EMS? Why do you do all this?
You know, I started at a young age riding on an ambulance in the funeral home days, and my uncle was an inspiration to me as an EMT then. And when my senior year in high school, I went to EMT school, and the funeral homes got out of the business when I was coming out of EMT school, and that's when I left and went to Hall County and had 31 and a half years there of a great career, and stayed retired about a month, and got on Lake Lanier and realized that while it was great, I had to do something. So had been at Habersham a long time part-time, and things worked out. But it's anytime you can help somebody, and in my position now, I'm not on the truck that much, still ride a little, but if you can help the employees and do good things, I mean, there's not a better feeling in the world than to helping somebody.
Right.
I mean, it's just that simple. To do something for others, it is, but it's getting tough. The business is tough.
It is, and we're going to get to that in a second, but over your career, what's something in EMS and fire, and right now we just say and fire, I think at some point EMS and fire are just going to be synonymous, right? It's really moving that way. But in your career, what has changed in the industry that was a good change that we needed to have happen and it finally came?
Well, I mean, a lot of good positives to it. If you ask me one thing, I don't know. That's a good question. Definitely the skill level has increased. I mean, I know there's still some in Georgia that wants our scope of practice to be more than what it is. And, RSI is a big one.
Sure.
I flew for 8 years and total 16 years in air medical. And that's a lot of responsibility with that when you take somebody's ability to breathe away.
Yeah.
And it has to come with great training. It has to come with a lot of recurrent training. And those skills have to stay sharp if we're going to do something like that. But I think air medical kind of infused into it now. We had a live flight when I was growing up out of Atlanta, and that was it. And you had
had Emory flight at some point?
Well, I helped start that. That was when I went to work with them, and it was actually Phoenix Air.
Yeah.
Out of Griffin, and then we were bought by Rocky Mountain Helicopters, and then it became a partnership with Emory. So it was LifeNet, Emory Flight, a lot of different things there. But that's been good that we've got helicopters out, especially in these rural areas where, you've got hour and a half times to a tertiary facility. And it was mainly early trauma. Mm-hmm. But now you're seeing STEMIs.
Right.
You're seeing a lot now in my area with Northeast Georgia Medical Center now doing interventional stroke. You're seeing a lot of flights go in with that now. So I think that air medical component was a big thing to help. And where we were, till Northeast Georgia got their level 2 trauma center. I mean, the closest thing you had was Gwinnett and then downtown Atlanta, and that's a long way to go. There's
especially
no
in
way.
traffic.
Absolutely.
Right? There's just, I'm sure that the flight crews have added to that quality of care, that the life-saving techniques have gone up. The numbers have gone up because of it.
I remember when I was at Hall County and we started using air medical a lot. We put a base in Jackson County. And even who was our patrol captain, Jeff Strickland at the time, used to tell me, he was over the STEP unit, and he said, I've seen in the last 2 years the amount of deaths that we've had from trauma. I've seen people living now, by taking them to Atlanta to a trauma center. I mean, everybody just thought Northeast Georgia was big, and they did a good job with trauma.
Yeah.
But they were not a trauma center, and they stepped up to the plate, and now they're one of the best. So.
Now we're talking about the struggles. What's something in the industry that you're seeing us struggle with that you want to change?
Well, I was just talking to some guys that's been doing. I'm on my 38th year, I think, and we're not hiring people for a career anymore overall. I'd say 85% of the people we're hiring, it's a stepping stone.
Right.
And one of our biggest, and I've talked with my hospital, Northeast Georgia, about it. One of our biggest competitors now, and threats, is the hospitals hiring our paramedics.
Right.
They're supplementing the nursing shortage with paramedics, and they can pay them a lot more. You know, hospitals can go out and they've got all these service lines. If they want to increase money, they can open day surgery or, you know, short stay surgery or all these service lines. For
Right.
EMS, we've got one service line pretty much, and that's
know.
transport.
And that's it. And once you get the medic, there's nowhere to go. And if you want to stay in that field, you have to leave it and go to a desk to make way for somebody else, or you know, go sell stuff, or you know, be an advocate
just,
somewhere.
You know, and I said if we can hire somebody and we can get 3, 4, or 5 years, that's a win now.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just not people. We've got to make it again the career, and it is pay. Pay is an
career.
issue, right?
Yeah.
It is pay, and not a stepping stone for, you know, nurse. But when you can go, if you start brand new, and you know this, to go from 0 to nothing to an EMT to a paramedic, if you really do it, you can do it in 2 years, and you're going to come out. And you may make 50, 60,000, depending on where you're going, or you can go to nursing school in that time and come out and be making 60,000, and you're working 36 hours a week versus 56.
And air conditioning.
Well,
typically, you know, hospitals,
you know,
nice stable environment. Yeah.
And you can, you know, I say it's my niece, but she's 5 years out of nursing school, and within 2 years she was at 100,000 or more.
When's the last time you heard of a medic making 100,000 in Georgia?
Well, I know some that do, but they're working a lot of overtime.
There you go.
That's it.
You're burning yourself out.
And, you
You're
know,
working
and I was
twice
telling
hours,
them,
3 times
you know,
hours.
my service, if you're a fire medic with 5 years, you can come, and with our stipend and everything, you can make about 62 your first year. And everybody thought, that's really good money for EMS. But if you equate that to the amount of calls they're running, they're working 56 hours, equate that to a 40-hour normal work week.
Right.
And it's not.
And like I said, nurses come out and make them what's that right out of school. That's 5 years in the field proving yourself.
And they can really move up quick into management. Where EMS, you know, it takes a while.
Yeah.
And some smaller services, you know, they may have a director and supervisors, and they're going to be there years. There's no career path for them. So
right. I would say it sounds like one of the struggles you have there is getting people to understand that, right? Getting people to see it. That's what One EMS is all about. We're just kicking this thing off this weekend, and it's all about bringing the voice together, getting those stopgaps. You know, we've talked before, so you know that's where my heart is about how can we help other people. I know you and GEMSA are very focused on getting this retirement. I've heard a lot of people come through, it's like, man, getting this retirement will change the game, and it will.
It's not the silver bullet. There's no silver bullet. I wish we had that one silver bullet to fire and fix it all.
No,
but
we just fix it and be done.
But it is, and you know, it's not going to benefit me. But it's our job. I think it's incumbent upon us that's been in this and had a great career to set the path forward and help. And you know, I hope 5, 10 years down the road when we get this to the finish line, I'm looking back and can say, you know, we had a small part to do with that, and now EMS is better. And so,
and that's one of the voices in EMS is retirement. You're right. The new guys, they want to know why the citizens don't understand what they do. Retainment, careers.
Right.
It's all about that voice. So one of the things that I believe we can help you with is just talk more about retirement and help you push things out.
We're almost to the finish line. It's now we're meeting with our legislators. We need some seed funding, and I think that's going to be overwhelming response so far. Meeting with representatives and senators, is we can do that. That's not a problem. So now we'll work with the governor and the money people in the House and the Senate. Hopefully get that in the budget this year, and that's where we are. If we get that done, we're there.
Awesome. Well, that's the goal of One EMS, to keep having these conversations and talk to everybody we can, bring all the voice together. Fire, EMS, everybody who works in this field. At the end of the day, we are One EMS. Thank you, Chad.
Thank you. Appreciate it.